Hi guys, this is Dan from the Investment ABC, your guide to financial freedom. And in this video, I want to give you an update on Taat and my price prediction for the short and long term. The first quarter of Taat with its product on the market has ended, and investors are really eager to know how consumers like the product and how high revenues for the first quarter were, especially with the launch of their online store. Despite Taat giving away a lot of free samples to attract consumers, we can still get a feeling of how consumers like the product and if they are reordering or not. Reordering is going to be the big question. Are consumers reordering after the first purchases to curb their nicotine addiction or not? Another question is if people who were successful to curb their nicotine addiction are still reordering to smoke at times. In my opinion, if these questions are answered in a positive way, the stock price will slowly take off. If we have a look at the chart, we can see that Taat declined from a high of 6 Canadian dollars in February to as low as $2.87 last week, where the price bounced back nicely to currently $3.55. In my opinion, the decline was due to two main reasons. The first one is the overall negative market sentiment for tech stocks, small caps, penny stocks, and SPACs. This segment of the market was clobbered since prices were bid up way higher than their intrinsic value by new retail investors, and money was flowing out of these sectors into value stocks and safer stocks. The second reason for the decline was that Taat wanted to break the pattern of releasing news every week. Investors were used to weekly news, so many bought on Thursday and sold on Monday, so that the stock price was stagnant. Once Taat broke that pattern, impatient investors were selling off their shares and moved on. I'm really happy that Taat switched to releasing news when they're actually having interesting news. It is really unrealistic to have every week important news. They have switched to a weekly newsletter, which is a great idea in my opinion. You can subscribe to the newsletter on the website if you're interested. Taat will most likely release some interesting news over the coming months in my opinion. The founder of the company, Joe Deegan, had a Q&A on Facebook which was very interesting. The most important thing he said was that Taat further improved its base material. He called it revolutionary, and it seems like the improved base material doesn't smell like hemp at all and will mimic a normal cigarette even more. Furthermore, he said that Taat will be available in the UK in the next 2 months, even before it is available in Canada, which will be very interesting since it gives us an indication that the speed of expansion rate in the US in the next 2 months will also rapidly grow. The company is working on a different flavor profile for the European market, but will start with the current product. Joe said that Taat is at war and that they are now aggressively going to expand into stores. Their rollout in Ohio was a test launch for the company to monitor the reorders of their closed stores and to analyze consumer behavior. Now that they gathered enough information from its launch, Taat will aggressively increase its distribution efforts. According to Joe, the company had a nearly perfect reorder rate from their stores in Ohio, which, when you count them in the store locator, is 174 stores now. This is a great piece of information, and if true, shows us that consumers are willing to buy Taat on a regular basis. In regards to expansion, Taat announced that a Texas-based company called Worldwide Vapes ordered 1.25 million Canadian dollars of Taat for distribution to its retail partner network, spanning 38 US states. So Texas is going to be one of the first states after Ohio where Taat is going to expand to. The most exciting news is that Taat has improved its base material and created a reconstituted blend that is even better at mimicking conventional cigarettes. He explained how the smell is going to be exactly the same as normal cigarettes, but without the sticky smell, and it will also have the same net weight. Furthermore, they will improve current issues like stiffness since the new blend is specifically designed for cigarette machines. Joe was really excited and called the improvement revolutionary and said that they are years ahead of the competition. If they get the patent approval for producing the blend, That will be a massive milestone for the company, in my opinion. Unfortunately, he didn't explain if the new blend has less THC to get access to other European markets, like Germany, for example, which is demanding THC levels less than 0.2%. But hopefully, we will hear something about that in the near future. Joe also gave us an important update on the Crossmark rollout. He gave one data point in which Crossmark called 168 stores in 1 week, and of these 168 stores, 163 wanted to carry Taat in their assortment. The only problem currently is that they don't have the inventory in stores to close them. So Taat has to reposition some things to make sure that they can deliver the product in these stores as fast as possible. I wish Joe explained a little bit more about these changes that they have to do successfully to use the crossmark distribution. I hope we will see it soon and also the results which should materialize in exponential growth in retail stores carrying the TAT product. Joe also said that TED needs help with its online advertisement, so they will work with nano and micro influencers to spread the brand awareness of TED, which is a great idea, especially now that the company officially applied for a Nasdaq listing. Now, many people who will get to know TED will also be able to buy the shares on apps like Robinhood or Webull. Furthermore, more and more analysts will start to cover the stock, and institutions will slowly buy into the stock. I feel sorry for those people who sold out completely in the last 2 months, but this shakeout of weak hands is necessary for a healthy increase in the stock price in the next few months, in my opinion. If you wonder how much TED can rise, check out MindMed, which will list on Nasdaq next week. A pop of 65% wouldn't be that bad, in my opinion. TED will also announce soon Q1 results and might give guidance on Q2 numbers. Overall, the upside from current price levels looks very promising for investors and traders alike, in my opinion. I'm extremely bullish on TED over the coming months because of its great management and high healthy margins. The management delivered on all their promises and ramped up a startup into a company that strategically laid the groundwork to scale at a rapid pace. Furthermore, the gross margins from selling the product should be extremely high. If we check the hemp biomass prices from 2019, we can see that 1 million pounds of biomass costs on average $2.09 per pound. I'm not sure how many cartons TAT can produce with 1 million pounds of biomass, since I'm not sure if you can transform 1 pound of hemp biomass into 1 pound of base material. But if it is a one-to-one transformation, gross profits should be around 75 to 80% for the TED cigarettes, which would be very profitable for investors if the company is able to scale. Scaling, in my opinion, should be possible since the global total addressable market is more than 818 billion US dollar. Even 0.01% of the market would be 81 million US dollar in annual revenue, which would be huge for the company. We will see how much of the tobacco market TAT will be able to disrupt, but with governments around the globe going after tobacco, the possibility is quite high. The Biden administration is proposing to ban menthol cigarettes and also to reduce nicotine in cigarettes. These rules should give TAT a lot of publicity and coverage, not only to investors and big tobacco companies, but also to consumers who are willing to try out an alternative. What I really liked is that TED is trying to take advantage of the headlines by using the Beyond Nicotine slogan instead of the Beyond Tobacco slogan. This shows also other tobacco companies that Beyond Nicotine is a trademark of TED. The Beyond Nicotine trademark alone has a lot of value, in my opinion. We will see what the future holds, but I'm sure at some point TED will be bought by Philip Morris or some other big tobacco company, maybe even a Chinese one because of the ties to Debbie Chang. Everything is lined up for scaling and an increase in share price, in my opinion, so buckle up, guys. When I look at the chart, I think we will quickly see the 420 Canadian dollar mark before heading into strong resistance. If we take out this mark, we could see new all-time highs in the next few months. Long term, the stock price depends on how well the company scales and the numbers they provide. But with the margins and political environment, I'm seeing a 5 billion market cap at some point in the next 2 to 3 years. This is by no means financial advice, but only my own opinion. Always do your own due diligence. If you like this video and are a Taat shareholder, please hit the like button to support the channel and spread the message. Subscribe for future updates and stock picks, comment and share. Bye guys, and see you in the next one.